All right, it's Brandon Vogt, and with me is Matt Zorn from DSR Cattle, and we're going to be doing this every other Thursday, and it's the New Mexico Farm to Table Report. Matt, thanks for being with us today, and kind of tell us about some of the goals of this report for our listeners.
There's been a lot of changes in the agriculture industry and food production in general, but there's also some debate whether those changes are beneficial to the consumers. And because what happens on farms and in production facilities affects what ends up in our stores, ultimately these are the items that come across our kitchen tables, the food supply we're talking about. So I think the objective of these reports is to provide KKOB listeners with updates to the changes that are happening in the agricultural markets, both in New Mexico and the U.S., and as well as the food industry as a whole, and how these changes impact us as consumers.
Yeah, and give us kind of an overview here, Matt, of what New Mexico is responsible for when it comes to our ag industry.
Yeah, so New Mexico agriculture industry has a pretty big influence on the national markets. The USDA ranks each state according to what they grow and, the volume that they grow it in. As an example, here in New Mexico, we're number one in chili production, which I'm sure surprises no one. We're number 2 in pecans. We rank number 5 in onion growth. Number 9 in milk production, number 16 in cow-calf operations, and those are the operations that produce our replacement cattle. We're number 23 in beef cattle, and we rank number 37 in corn production.
Yeah, I think the surprising thing is pecans and onions. Both were in the top 5 in the country.
It is, because there's over 7 billion pounds of onions that are grown every year in the country.
Yeah.
And to think we rank number 5 is pretty impressive.
What are some of the other
principal items?
Yeah, what are some of those?
So we have other items that we're not ranked on, like cotton, peanuts, alfalfa, grass hay. And, this all comes off of a network of about 25,000 farms we have here in the state that's spread out over 40 million acres. And the result of that is over 140,000 direct jobs in agriculture, with revenue topping $3 billion a year annually. So it's, the agriculture industry is vital to New Mexico and its residents, and the infrastructure that we have allows us to, we have a network of local producers that residents can really take advantage of.
Yeah, and Matt, I'm looking forward to this. And over the coming months, what are some of the things that we'll be talking about in these farm-to-table reports?
I hope we can bring a series of different reports and topics to listeners that will provide information not only on the changes happening in the industry, but also identify current price trends of the core items that we all use and, help us all make the best decisions for our families. We're currently in a situation right now that was a period that was very similar to about a decade ago that was kind of difficult for the agriculture industry. The difference this time is we have inflation issues, which we're all aware of, and we have higher interest rates to deal with as well. This could make the next couple of years kind of interesting, not only both for producers, but consumers. Yeah,
we're looking forward to it on the New Mexico Farm to Table Report. And Matt, if folks want to learn more about Desert Sky Ranch, how do they get in touch with you?
Thanks, Brandon. At Desert Sky Ranch, we grow Angus cattle to order for people that want grass-fed, naturally raised beef without the use of any kind of drugs or supplements. And if listeners are interested, they can learn about our program at dsrcattle.com or call us at 505-864-3900.
All right. Thanks, Matt. This is News Radio KKOB.